When I'm doing psychology, yeah, because I don't like distractions when I'm doing psych, because I want to focus on it, I want to really learn it and get like a 5 on that AP exam in May. You know, I want to get scholarships or whatever for psychology specifically, so I really focus on it.
Double chocolate mocha chip. Yep. And he gave me his phone number so I could text him if I wasn't gonna come to class, so he wouldn't lie and have to go back. So I'd text him, I'd wake up and be like,
What a great man.
He's such a control. What a good guy. Just a good
Never
guy.
ever made me come into the.
Just a noble man. What is this? Something else. Let me show you.
No, I guess I'm kind of just do it when I can, and I tend to, when it comes to studying at least, I tend to multitask, I think, as in like I can do it when I'm sitting at desk working my job, I can do it on the T when I'm going to work or back or in that.
It's scattered throughout the day, so it'll be in between classes, sometimes when I'm eating, if I have to, usually late at night, just any time really, all the time, yeah.
Social media also keeps me and everyone else really distracted. Cause if I wasn't texting when I was on my phone, I was on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram. So basically, yeah, that's another huge distraction in my life. study. Because per se, if I had both my headphones in, I'd probably like be banging out everything out and like just finishing it. And usually, depending on my mood, I'm like either my phone's flipped over so I don't see anything so I can actually focus, or it's flipped over. And like, I don't know, some days it's flipped, some days it's not, and it's just, I don't know.
And normally I'll get home from school and I'll like go to sleep, take a nap, and then wake up around like 4 and do homework all the way until like 10 o'clock at night.
Really? Okay.
But that's because I get distracted really easily. I'll just be texting, going on Twitter, doing a bunch of other things in between each thing. So I'll answer like one question and then I'll tweet something. Then I'll answer another question. So it goes really slow. I'll take like 2 hours to do one homework.
I think I'm really easily distracted, and I mean really easily distracted. But I think the main way that I can kind of like focus on my work is just be away from all technology.
Okay.
So yeah, I try to. It's kind of hard. Kind of just turning it off and let the magic happen.
I need a break, and that's the thing. I can't sit down for an hour and a half and do one subject. It's too much. I mean, my classes here are 70 minutes. That's enough, you know? So usually once it hits like an hour, I just max out.
Okay, well, yeah, it was a quiz, so I ended up just finishing that first because it's due later today at like midnight. And then the other thing was the rough draft for my lab. So I had already done it, most of it yesterday, so today was just kind of like inserting a few more things, changing the wording. But usually if I like that was just a quick thing, but if it would take a longer time, I'll just do part of it. And then I'll probably like get bored with it or something, or like I'll get tired with it, so then I'll start something else or like take a break. But yeah, since it was quick, that didn't end up happening, so I just ended up finishing it.
In the beginning, I'm taking an interactive media class where we do a lot of coding with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and so our professor will just email us readings, or usually online. He just says, "Hey, take a look at this." So yeah, that took probably 20 minutes, the first 20 minutes of it. Then I'm taking a writing for television class where it's a weekly class, so there's a lot to be done between weeks.
I tend to just like text my friends and be like really like, hey, are you in this building? What are you doing? Are you studying? You want to study together? You want to help me figure out what the hell I'm reading right now? Because I don't know.
Is depending what the subject is, I'll try to answer it on my own. If I can't do it on my own, I'll ask a friend. If they don't have an answer, then I'll go on Google and try typing in the question, because sometimes you can type in the question and the answer will pop up right away. But if that doesn't work out, then I'll go on Khan Academy, YouTube, type in the question and see it broken down, and then answer it from there.
You probably saw me do this a lot, but I was flipping back to like the instruction pages, trying to get examples and formulas, and trying to figure out kind of like by really just trial and error, trying to make things work. It's not really effective, honestly. I did try to look it up online and try to find a way of how I can approach the problems from there, or one of my friends suggested to just go on the site and dig up the answers and just try to reverse figuring. The textbook actually has a site online with all of the answers and for the odd numbers.
Okay.
So, and it has like the solutions and how to do them, so, you know.
The internet. I'd ask my friends, and then they would reply with some stuff. But I think first I go on and I just Google it. Definitely. So, yeah. Usually like the title of the chapter or something like that. Calculus specifically, like calculus and physics, the more mathy and sciencey it is, usually is on YouTube. So YouTube's very helpful for that in Khan Academy. So.
doesn't do anything to let us, like, have us understand what we're doing. So I literally have no idea what we're doing in class all the time. So I always go on the internet and Google stuff and the formulas and get a better understanding, and I'll go on khanacademy.com. It's a website where they have videos of professors, like professional professors that actually know what they're talking about, and they break it down for you. So I go on that website and I watch the videos, and that's how I learn most of the stuff that I do in this class. My math teacher would always recommend going on Khan Academy, but then I went on that and I found that it literally has like every single subject, it's not only math, so I started using it for like physics and stuff like that.
Okay, so I guess that varies by class. For biology, so we have a lecture section, a lab section, and I guess we only have those sections for it. So yeah, lecture I'll go to 3 times a week. And then the professors, so it's a little different this semester. Last semester I only had 1 bio professor the whole time. But then this semester it's 3 bio professors. So one took over a lecture for like the first 3 weeks. Right now we're with the 2nd bio professor, and he'll be there for like, I guess, another 3 weeks. And then finally we'll have like the 3rd bio professor to finish off the semester. Mm-hmm. And then it's like a large lecture class, so I don't interact with them too much. Usually if I have like a question, I'll go to their office hours and I'll talk one-on-one to them there. And then for lab, we have she's like a student teacher. She took the class last year and now she runs the class. So then, yeah, I guess I interact with her the most just because she runs the lab classes, which are smaller. I think it's like a class of 20, and then the lectures are like a class of like over 100. Yeah, so it's easier to like talk to her. Makes more sense. And then for chemistry, it's sort of the same. We have the lecture section. The professor, I won't see him too much unless it's at his office hour, because, you know, the lecture size is like about 100. It's more than 100 students. And then there's, let's see, the lab. Yeah, so he's also a professor, teaches the lab sections. I actually don't talk to him too much because we have lab partners and we mostly just interact with them. But if we have a question, yeah, we can ask him, and it's not difficult to, since the lab is also small, I guess like 20 students also. Then there's the pre-lab section. So pre-lab section, basically it's the class we just cover what we're doing in lab, and there'll be like a quiz at the end. And it's another professor that teaches that section, and I won't interact at all with him. He's like on some stage show. It's kind of hard to get to him, and also the class is like over 100 students. So yeah, it's not really necessary to interact with him either, unless I guess you have a question, but I've just never had a question to ask him specifically. And then, there's a discussion section for chemistry also. So that's also a student who took the class last year, and basically we'll go over chemistry practice problems in that class. And I guess I interact with him pretty well, since he'll like come around. So they'll put us in groups to work on the problems, and then he'll come around to each group if we have questions.
I would be more likely, because I feel like that they really know what they're talking about, and if they recommend it, then like it has to be, you know, solid. My English teacher, we're writing a research paper, and she recommended this source for us, like, you know, just to get information on it, Gale Free Library. It has a ton of sources. Like, we're studying British literature, and it's focused on Anglo-Saxon literature. So, yeah, I haven't gone there yet since the paper isn't due for a while, but I do plan on going there and like getting most of my sources for my paper there.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. The only thing is the e-board has like the option of like you can like highlight passages, or it'll have more interactive images or like videos or like little activities you can do to better understand the material. Yeah. I just use the ebook. Really? Yeah, the book is too. I like don't want to carry it anywhere, so I just carry the laptop and use the e-board. Yeah, so for chemistry, there's also the hard book and the ebook, and I use the ebook for chemistry. I think there's like a good handful of people that just use the ebook, but I've seen people carry around the physical textbook, so I know people have a preference for that too.